All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Because right now, and we're talking August 2026 here, there is a massive, incredibly strange mystery unfolding in the AI space. Google literally just dropped Gemini 3.7 Flash. But the heavy hitter, the flagship model the entire industry has been holding its breath for, it is completely MIA.
So, what we're digging into today isn't just your standard software delay. I mean, sure, tech gets delayed all the time, right? But looking at the evidence we have, we really have to ask a much bigger question. Did Google secretly rip up its entire AI master plan? Is this model just running a little late, or is it actually never coming at all?
Let's kick things off with our first section, the missing flagship model, which is a bit of a timeline anomaly. You see, Google isn't slowing down, they are absolutely flooring the gas pedal. Just think about the progression here. 3 months ago, we get 3.5 Flash, then 4 weeks ago, a massive drop of 3.6 Flash along with its light and cyber variants, and literally 9 days ago, 3.7 Flash drops specifically geared for coding and agents. But through all of this relentless momentum, 3.5 Pro is just sitting there totally frozen in time. And honestly, here is the craziest part. Despite dropping all these rapid-fire updates, Google's official model page still says 3.5 Pro coming soon. It creates this completely bizarre gap. The rest of the Gemini family is moving at absolute breakneck speed, but the supposed flagship is just stuck. This leads us directly into our next section, the rise of Flash, where economics take priority over perception. It really boils down to a massive shift in strategy. Pushing out a slightly better Pro model, that's really just about winning the benchmark game, getting some quick bragging rights on social media. But the Flash strategy, that is an entirely different beast. It's all about speed, incredible efficiency, and massive scale. It goes straight after the actual real-world economics of deploying AI. And that brings us right to the concept of agentic workflows. Basically, these are systems where the AI can do complex, multi-step planning, make its own tool calls, and execute millions of actions totally independently. With 3.7 Flash coming in at a substantially lower API price point, Google is completely changing the battlefield. They don't just want to build the smartest chatbot in the room anymore. They want the most reliable, cost-effective workhorse on the market. Which brings us to a massive potential plot twist. Are they skipping to Gemini 4?
Look, in this ultra-fast AI race, version numbers are really just strategic weapons, or honestly, sometimes just pure marketing fiction. They certainly aren't strict chronological rules. Word on the street is Google might not even feel the need to win the 3.5 generation. Think about it. Why waste months endlessly polishing an intermediate model when you could just leapfrog the whole thing and jump straight into a massive architectural upgrade with Gemini 4?
And if they do pull that off, it's because of what we're looking at next, the billion-user ecosystem, the ultimate weapon.
1 billion. Just wrap your head around that for a second. That is a staggering number. Google recently announced that the Gemini app alone has hit 1 billion users. In this space, having a high benchmark score is great, sure, but having that kind of insane distribution advantage, that is something almost literally no competitor on Earth can replicate.
Because Google's true edge isn't just having a smart chatbot sitting on a standalone website. It's the fact that they control the actual environment where these AI agents live and work. Think about your own daily routine. Search, Android, Chrome, your Gmail, Docs, Workspace. If they can inject a super capable lightning-fast model across surfaces used by billions of people every single day, well, the AI itself is just one piece of a much larger, totally interconnected machine. So let's talk about the incredible risks here in our next section. The strategic gamble, waiting versus shipping. Imagine you're Google right now. If your internal testing shows 3.5 Pro is, well, just a modest upgrade, you're faced with a brutal choice. Do you ship an incremental update just to get a few days of good PR? Or do you hold your fire? Do you wait for a massive generational jump that completely shifts the balance of power while letting your specialized Flash models do all the heavy lifting in the meantime? But here is the massive risk with holding your fire. The rest of the industry is absolutely not standing still. Every single month, Google delays. Fast-moving competitors like OpenAI, Anthropic, xAI, and DeepSeek get to dictate what frontier AI actually means to developers and consumers. That builds incredible psychological pressure. When Google finally does launch, it literally has to be spectacular to justify all this waiting.
And this profound restructuring brings us to the new AI battlefield, a full-stack strategy. You see, instead of trying to build one giant monolithic chatbot to rule them all, Google is quietly building out this incredible interconnected stack of specialized weapons. We're talking super fast models for agents, incredibly cheap models for massive scale, highly specific cybersecurity models, robotics, multimodal systems seamlessly baked right into Workspace. They're building a whole arsenal to handle specific tasks efficiently, setting the stage for a totally new kind of flagship generation.
So how do we know if they've actually abandoned 3.5 Pro for good? Keep your eyes peeled for these 5 concrete signals over the next few months. Number 1, look for wording changes on their official site. Number 2, a totally new flagship being announced. 3, watch for deeper 3.7 Flash integration into their core apps. 4, any leaks or open chatter about Gemini 4. And 5, above all else, watch how these models actually perform out in the wild on real-world agentic tasks. All right, as we wrap up this explainer, I'd love to know what you think. Is the 3.5 Pro model just running late? Is it quietly being replaced behind the scenes, or is Google gearing up to skip a whole generation and completely upend the balance of power? When you look at the massive ecosystem they control and these huge strategic bets, what do you think their real next move in the AI war is going to be?